Hey guys, Jack Frags here, and in this video I'll be offering up some hot tips and strategy for the Sinai Desert map in Battlefield 1. Fun fact, this is one of the biggest Battlefield maps ever made. Let that sink in for a minute. Admittedly, a lot of that is desert area towards the E flag, but facts are facts. And because of its size, it can be a dangerous place to get around, and how, pray tell, can a Battlefield player survive in such a harsh climate? Let's see. If you're a big infantry player, there are a number of flags that you ideally want to float between. The antenna on C flag at the top of the map, the train station at D, and the outskirts flag at B. These are your best bets to go between as an infantry player. In between you and those flags is a village area, and it's the most built up area on the map, so SMGs on assault players can do very well here. Don't let that fool you though, because there are snipers everywhere on this map. Over towards B, there are multiple sniper spots near the rocks, so even heading over there can be dangerous. Keep out of line of sight as best you can and use the sand dunes and rocks as cover. If the dust storm comes in, even better, because you can easily use the horses to sneak behind enemy cover without being seen. And learn the spawn locations of the elite classes too. They spawn at 3 of the flags. If you want the tank hunter, he's over at E, the flame trooper spawns at B, and the sentry spawns over at F. Once they've been used and the player is killed, I believe they spawn back in after a few minutes, so be on the lookout. If you want to play as a sniper on Sinai Desert, then you've got a wealth of positions to choose from. Over at F, there are some rock cliffs you can get on top of and have a good lookout over towards the middle of the map. This point is also perfect for the rush game mode. If you're attacking, try and get up on top of the rocks and you'll have a perfect look down onto the MCOMs. Over towards the B flag near the rocks is another good sniper location. You can have a really good view towards the train station and the middle of the map, and you can pick players off as they try to cross the desert. And when getting around the map, you're going to want to use the vehicles wherever possible because it's just huge. You don't want to be running through the desert with all the open area and snipers out there. Use the transport vehicles whenever possible and utilize the horses, but remember, you're always going to be very vulnerable on a horse. Keep your rifle out when you're moving around and use your sword when you get up close. In all honesty though, it's probably easier sometimes to just run people over with the horse than it is to slow down and to swipe them. If you need to reload your rifle, remember that you'll need to stop sprinting, so slow down. On the other side of the fence, if you come up against someone on a horse, there's a real tendency to shoot the bigger target, which of course is the horse. But that's a mistake. Horses have way more health than a player, and as such it's much easier to aim for the player on top of the horse. Be careful though, because if they were sprinting, the horse will carry on in that direction just like a jeep would in BF4, and if it comes near you and hits you, it will kill you. The hitboxes are pretty large. If you come up against a vehicle on a horse, you do have 2 light anti-tank grenades to utilize, but really they aren't going to do that much damage against tanks unless they're already damaged quite badly, but kills are possible. And remember about the armoured train as well. If your team has it, use it. There are gunner spots throughout it, and the driver can stop at 2 of the flags and help to capture them. Be wary though, because it's extremely vulnerable from the sky. In fact, planes with rockets or the tank hunter packages can do some serious damage, and another tactic is for assault players to drop down mines on the track. The train can do very little about them itself, so they're going to do some real damage if they hit. And another thing about planes, if they're taking control of the game, remember that the artillery truck has an anti-air package available. Use it if you need to. The artillery truck can be fairly underutilized because people want to mainly focus on the tanks, but sometimes the air vehicles really do need to be dealt with. And finally, when playing Rush, there's a big new tool at your disposal: artillery. When you're defending, you can run up to an objective and hold use on it to send out artillery. It's worth using it because if nothing else is keeping the attacking team back or on their toes, you can do it on both objectives and it will detect enemy positions and send out a massive barrage of fire. Could save your ass if you're in a pinch. And that's all for today guys. I hope you enjoyed these tips and tricks for the Sinai Desert map in the Battlefield 1 beta. As always, thank you for watching. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video, a thumbs down if you didn't, and I'll see you in the next one.
Hello everybody, my name is X Factor, and anything can happen in Battlefield 1, and you need to be prepared. Today we're going to go over how to set up your loadout, quickly change it, selecting different weapons and gadgets so you're prepared for the right situation. Do you need to be a medic up in close quarters where you're healing and reviving teammates, or do you switch it up, play scout, and drop some enemies from afar with a bolt action? It all starts here from your deployment screen. You're able to quick switch any weapon or gadget or any of the 4 classes, or you can hit the button in the lower left here called Customize to give you more in-depth analytical information for your selection. There are 4 different primary weapons available for the Medic class in the Battlefield 1 open beta. 2 variants of each type of weapon if you take notice on the left-hand side. Now they do share a lot of similarities with their rate of fire, the ammunition, the damage drop-off, the bullet drop-off. There will be differences in their irons, optics, than actual mode of fire. Some of these are able to go full auto and not just semi. There won't need to be any guessing games because you can see all this information on the right hand side of the screen where it portrays the damage, accuracy, hip fire control, rate of fire, fire modes. For instance, this one is semi-auto, full auto, a fully loaded weapon, what it's capable of holding, the total ammo count, most importantly, the damage drop-off and bullet drop-off. Obviously, you can see this has a pretty flat projectile as the dotted line indicates, but the damage drop-off really falls off around 30 or so meters. So this weapon is really meant for close quarters combat. Still not sure which weapon to choose, where you can actually compare them in the menu. We've selected the 1907, and on the right, all the 1907 information will be in white. We've hovered over the Mono Dragon. That will all be colored green, red, or in yellow. It has more damage, more accuracy, less hip fire, and control. The bullet drop model is identical. The damage drop-off is much less severe and better at longer range. Next up is your first gadget slot. As the medic, we have multiple things. We have the medical syringe, which revives friendly players, can kill enemy players. The medical crate, which when you drop it, is an area of effect heal for anybody in close vicinity. But if you're being shot at or suppressed, it will stop. Then, of course, you have the bandage pouch, which is a quick heal. You throw it on the ground, somebody runs over it, they're healing to 100% until they take enemy fire. Not close shots, but actually be hit. Then, of course, you have underbarrel attachments for your primary weapon. You have the frag, smoke, and HE. The second gadget slot is going to give you the same options as the first. You just cannot have duplicates, so I could not run 2 underbarrel weapon attachments such as frag and smoke. I have to choose one from that category, or I could not run double medical crate. I could run big crate and, of course, the bandage pouch or syringe and medical crate. The only question you have to ask yourself when playing medic, do you need to revive and heal, or do you need to revive and do some additional damage from afar? Battlefield 1 gives you multiple options when it comes to your grenade slot. There's the traditional frag grenade, the gas grenade, which will damage anybody that does not have a gas mask on at the time, impact grenade, which blows up when it hits something, incendiary grenade, the mini grenade, which doesn't do as much damage, but you actually get more of them, the smoke grenade, and the light anti-tank grenade. If you're the assault class, you get heavy anti-tank grenades, but you can also equip a light anti-tank grenade in your grenade slot, which is my favorite because armor is everywhere. If you hit the treads of a tank with one of these, it's going to do big damage and possibly keep it from repairing, keeping it in disabled state, allowing other people to pile on and finish the tank. Lastly, when it comes to melee selection, it's not just about how you take down an enemy and the animation. It's the damage you could put out going into that animation, the speed at which you do it, and of course the kill zone. But it doesn't stop there. Each weapon has special extra abilities as indicated in the lower right of the melee selection card. Can you take out enemy barbed wire? Can you take out enemy mines or harass enemy tanks? That'll all be determined by which melee you select. And are you selecting the right melee for the right game mode or moment? So with that said, which melee do you think fits your personality or play style? As always, guys, thanks for watching, hanging out, and we'll see you soon.
lost objective Charlie. We are losing objective Duff. Lost objective Duff. We have taken objective Charlie. Lost objective George. We have taken objective Duff. We have lost objective Charlie. Halfway there, the enemy has the upper hand. We have lost objective. The enemy controls all objectives. We are losing objective apples.
Zırhlı vasıta, dikkat edin. Bu bir düşman zırhlı vasıtası.
We have taken objective Duff.
Bir zırhlı vasıta görüyorum. Ya.
Sonu yardım çantası.
We have taken objective George. We are losing objective. We have taken objective Butter. We have taken objective Duff.
Sıhhi yardım çantası. Tedavi ol.
We have lost objective Duff. We have taken objective Apples. We have taken objective Freddy.
Düşman tankı. Orada.
We have taken objective Edward.
Düşman tankı görüldü.